pretty much knew that Anakin would run and tell Mace. This was the plan. Mace would arrive to fight him most likely with the others, and then the framing of the Jedi would begin. Palpatine knew this. He was very smart. As he felt them approach, he readied himself, including summoning his lightsaber immediately along with a few other meticulously sought out things. Things that we never even saw in the movie, but would have been really cool. Here's the piece from the movie's novelization, and then I'm gonna break it down. The manifest was a lie. The sculpture was not entirely solid, and not all of it was neuranium. Within a long, slim, rod-shaped cavity around which the sculpture had been forged rested a device that had lain, waiting, in absolute darkness. Darkness beyond darkness, for decades. Waiting for night to fall on the Republic, the Shadow felt Jedi Masters stride the vast echoic emptiness of the vaulted halls outside. He could practically hear the cadence of their boot heels on the Alderaanian marble. The darkness within the sculpture whispered of the shape and the feel, and every intimate resonance of the device it cradled. With a twist of its will, the Shadow triggered the device. The neuranium got warm. Smaller than the circle a human child might make of thumb and forefinger, turned the color of old blood, then fresh blood, then open flame. Finally, a spear of scarlet energy lanced free, painting the office with the color of stars seen through the smoke of burning planets. The spear of energy lengthened, drawing with it out from the darkness the device. Then the scarlet blade shrank away, and the device slid itself within the softer darkness of a sleeve. As shouts of the Force scattered red robes beyond the office's outer doors, the Shadow gestured and lamp discs ignited. Another shout of the Force burst open the inner door of the private office. As Jedi stormed in, a final flick of the Shadow's will triggered a recording device concealed within the desk. Audio only. Why, Master Windu? Now, there are a few things to take away from this. The first one being, Palpatine was a master of patience. We know that he waited for literal decades to learn all that he could from his master, then killed him. He waited decades until Anakin was old enough and strong enough to turn to the dark side. And he waited over a decade to ever use his lightsaber again. That's true dedication to the master plan. And before people realized what was going on, it was already too late. I think Palpatine's cunning is extraordinary. Something else that I want to mention here is the imagery. That statue was made of neuranium, at least part of it, so breaking it open wasn't going to happen. He used the Force to activate his lightsaber and move it perfectly horizontal to pierce through the structure, just like Qui-Gon did against the door in The Phantom Menace. Only in this case, he actually broke through. As he summoned it, he heard them using the Force, which is another interesting thing to note and point out, that the author speaks of the Force as if it speaks and makes noises. Perhaps to Force sensitives, it does. Just before the Jedi Masters barge in, Palpatine turns on the sound recording device, which is how he frames them,